Fyodor Dostoevsky, Bucharest, 8 February 1966. Dostoevsky, white with a triangle. Layer V. Veronica, a handsome man. His forehead is neither too large nor too small. Everything is harmonious. His eyebrows have something unique about them, beautifully arched. He appears energetic. He is dressed in a tunic with a high nightlight collar, greenish in color, with close-fitting trousers. His head is uncovered. His hair does not appear long, and he now has a beard. Sometimes he has one, sometimes he does not, but it seems perfectly natural. I greeted him. See you, Carta. In the name of the Father of Light, with whose permission we come to you, may you be blessed, our beloved ones. You have called this brother of ours. Please, speak with him. Dostoevsky. Dear friends and brothers of the same Father, children of the same Father, servants of the same Master, I thank you for the esteem you have for me and for the love you have shown me. May the great Master, Governor, and Lord of all things, who has permitted me to come to you, bless you. May he clarify your aspirations, illuminate them, and reveal them to you with ever greater perfection, for your joy and for his glory. I know the floods of divine inspiration that can descend upon a person. What a pity! A pity that you have neither enough time nor enough people. To whom can you give what is being revealed to you? To whom? How can you shape these truths so they may be brought into the light? For these crowded times, for this suffocating horizon. For people who are confused and spiritually covered with scales, you will not be held responsible for having been capable of more and yet accomplishing less. Although your little lamp burns dimly, you struggle beneath its pale light to scribble down at least something, and that is already much. But never be satisfied. Never believe that you have done everything. Tell me, why have you called me, George, to hear your thoughts and opinions, just as you have already begun to express them? We wish to know your meditations and reflections concerning what is to come. We do not want our investigations to become merely meetings filled with a few monotonous stereotyped questions. We would like each guest to present the highest thoughts they now possess. Above all, I would like to know what the greatest concern is for a thinker who now rests in the kingdom of light. I believe you understand me, Dostoevsky. During my earthly life, through my pen, I lashed society. I tried to educate people by revealing both the heights and the valleys, the abysses of human life. To those capable of digesting stronger food, I offered philosophy. Ideas flooded my mind so rapidly that I often could not write them down fast enough. Since coming into this world, I have continued learning, and I have realized that I have understood only a very, very small part. How limited the earthly mind truly is, how small the earthly human being, and how immense is this universe of spirituality, whose boundaries, I believe, not even the great governor himself fully knows. What made me realize my own smallness is the justice that governs the spiritual world through laws that operate unchangingly in everything. There is something here that earth does not know. Here there is no mercy. Here there is justice. The expression that someone is shown mercy is used only by people on earth. The correct expression is that you are received, and this is not mercy, it is law, a law that never changes. Justice is applied equally to everyone. No name is overlooked, no nation receives preference. Justice looks only at character, according to the true substance of your being, according to the purity and worthiness within you, according to the effort you have made, according to the spiritual energy you have accumulated, according to the light of your spirit. If that light exists because of great effort, then automatically you are directed toward the place that corresponds to what you truly are, toward the place you deserve. This divine mechanism, these laws, astonished me. They astonished me and showed me my own smallness. You may be great in the eyes of the world. You may proudly proclaim your Christian life. You may compare yourself with others and think you have done well. Yet deep within you, there may remain a baseness that robs you of the courage to claim your true place. Whoever boasts of being Christian, of performing Christian deeds, of giving charity, of reaching self-sacrifice, yet lacks true inner integrity, will lower his head here in humility, because he is sent to modest or barren places. I have seen among us people who know nothing of Christianity, who have never even heard who Christ was or what he did upon earth. Yet because they were honest, active, and upright, they arrived richly endowed with a dignity that entitled them to claim their rightful place. To be honest does not mean that others consider you honest. True honesty exists only when you yourself know it, when you yourself are convinced of it. That alone gives you the courage to walk with dignity to your rightful place. People say, great is the mystery of Christianity. But I reply, how much greater is the value of a person who seeks to know himself, placing himself sincerely in the service of goodness, being truthful and just with himself and with those around him. That is why I continue to learn. I am always learning. On earth I taught others. Here I teach myself. And I marvel at the gigantic mechanician who governs these laws, applying them automatically, in perfect harmony with the being who appears before him, whether that soul confidently claims its rightful place, or departs in shame after discovering how empty it truly is. George, how do you see the restoration of the earth? Dostoevsky, I cannot answer that. George, who can? Dostoevsky, the one who knows. Would you like to return to earth? Dostoevsky, why? George, how can that be? Dostoevsky, there is nothing for me to do. George, believe me, I don't understand. Dostoevsky, the climate is not suitable for me. I cannot live in chains. Therefore there is nothing I could accomplish there. Time itself no longer grants me the freedom I would need. George, I do not understand that either. What do you mean by saying time no longer grants you freedom? Dostoevsky, am I so awkward in my expressions? The truth is that I want people to understand not only my words but my thoughts. That has always been my great weakness. I no longer possess the time necessary to unfold another earthly life. George, you speak as though time itself were ending. Dostoevsky, I would never exchange the life I live now for one filled with suffering. George, and perhaps without purpose. Dostoevsky, perhaps without purpose, both for myself and for others. George, where were you when we called you? Dostoevsky, in layer 4. George, and your own place? Dostoevsky, in layer 5. George, why were you in layer 4? Dostoevsky, I had gone to visit my parents. With whom do you now exchange your thoughts? Dostoevsky, I have a good friend, Kalinik of Cernica, and especially your friend Vasil Voiculescu, with whom I get along very well. Along with him we often invite Shakespeare, and together we enjoy beautiful and profound conversations. Still, I prefer solitude. My thoughts revolve within me and through everything that surrounds me. Only rarely does one feel the need here to seek counsel. George, do you not feel the need to share your thoughts with others? Dostoevsky, it is different here. You can no longer give others what you possess. In a certain sense, you become more alone. Do not misunderstand me. Because of the beauty, because of the ecstasy inspired by everything around you, you long to remain alone, to move freely, to nourish yourself, to drink deeply from everything these realms provide. Here you feel no need to tell anyone anything. George, I understand. There are no earthly sermons, lectures, or teachings there. Dostoevsky, exactly. You realize how small you are. You cannot presume to give advice or instruction. Yes, we do converse with one another, but more often we listen to the music of the spaces, and above all, the music coming from layer 6. There are no teachers here. The greatest teacher here is nature. She knows much. She teaches us an immeasurable amount. George, simply by contemplating nature you understand so much? Dostoevsky, yes. Have you lived on earth before? Dostoevsky, I do not know. George, please show us the spiritual foundation you spoke about. Veronica, it is a matte white, like wool, and he also has a triangle. Look behind the triangle. There should be something written there. Dostoevsky, I have discovered that I once lived a very short life in Africa, without any particular activity. At that time I belonged to layer 4. George, so you began as an earthly spirit in layer 4, and managed to rise to layer 5. Dostoevsky, yes, I achieved that through great effort. You know very well how hard I worked while on earth. We do indeed. We admire you greatly. I read all of your works while I was still a university student. I hold you in the highest esteem. Dostoevsky, now I must leave. Veronica, they have departed.